I see it. I see it. I see it. I do see it. I do see it. I do see it. I see it.
Devin the Dream Haney, Brian Norman Jr., the fight's getting closer. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought that this was the main event of this upcoming card. But Devin the Dream Haney answers some questions, and so does Brian Norman Jr.
I need y'all to get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. Smash the like button.
And Devin Haney, there's been narratives. He's chinny. You know that he can't take a punch. He can't punch, and all this other stuff. Devin Haney says this fight means a lot to him. Check it out.
Feel so much better. It's crazy to just, I'm way more happier. My sparring has been showing, that how sharp I am, how much stronger I am, and they say I can't take a punch. So,
who's saying this? Who's saying this?
This is what they say. They say a lot. People say a lot.
People are saying you can't take a punch.
I don't know
why. Because
they forget about the Ryan Garcia fight that I got up 3 times.
Yeah. Is it?
What does that mean? You cannot take a punch if you get up? Like I don't.
Brian saying this?
No, I don't know. No,
that's just the whispers.
What they but they say a lot. So, they say that I can't punch too. So, now at 147, we'll see. We'll see if I punch harder, if I could take a punch better. That's why this fight is so important to me because they say that I can't block a left hook, right? That's what they say.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we seen Brian Norman his last fight. He knocked the guy out cold with a left hook.
Brutal knockout.
So they say I can't take a punch. Well, we got a guy who's strong, who can punch. He's from what they say, he's kryptonite to my style. So that's why this fight is such an important fight for me. And turn the non-believers into believers and prove the doubters and the naysayers wrong.
And to hear what he had to say, I think Devin Haney he's pretty confident going into this fight. I think he took this fight for a reason. And I do believe that he took this type of fight to shut up the naysayers and the critics. But Brian Norman Jr. is with Sean Zattel, and he had an interview as well. And Brian Norman Jr., both guys seem very humble at this point, right? They seem pretty humble going into this. But Brian Norman Jr. acknowledges some of the shortcomings that he may have had prior and things that he had to work on. Check out what he had to say.
He wants to shut people up about the left hook stuff. And I remember when I asked you about fighting Ryan Garcia earlier in the year, you go, well, shit, it'd be a battle of the left hook, that's for sure. What do you think of him saying, him wanting to shut people up about the left hook and he can't take a punch and he can't punch up at 47? And if he does take that punch away, can you beat him with something else?
Well, he can shut down every narrative about the left hook, and I will let him have that because I will put him to sleep with the right hand instead.
You've I believe you never went 12 in a title fight. He's went 12 in his last 10 fights, all title fights. How confident are you can beat him over 12 if you don't knock him out in 4 or 5 like you predicted?
100% confident, and I had a few fights that were scheduled to go 12 rounds. It's not my fault that they couldn't last. I did my part, they didn't do theirs. So I was scheduled to do it, but the other side couldn't make it.
Is there an experience advantage you got to overcome, though, being that he's went the distance so many times in title fights?
Not at all. I mean, no matter what, it's just like any sports, it's just like any other day. This is what I do. This is what I live and die for. I'm in the gym training for 3 or 4 hours, all for 36 minutes or less. So I'm pretty sure these 12 rounds, I could guarantee these 12 rounds is nothing.
A lot of people that are betting on Haney, they keep replaying the Boca Chica fight and the knockdown and comparing it to the same right hand that Devin dropped Pro Grace with, similar type of shot and setup. How much better have you got since that fight? Why won't that shot be there for Haney like many seem to think it will be?
How much better have I have gotten since that fight? I mean, you can see what happened literally right after that, the fight after that, and the fight after that. And guess what? This is another fight continuing in that direction. So I'm only getting better as time goes on. I'm in the gym day in and day out trying to perfect this person right here you looking at. My whole thing is, what is something I need to fix? Cool, let me go and work on it. I'm not too big headed. I'm not too above myself to say that I have some things I need to work on. So I go back and watch my old self and I correct all those things. So in this fight, trust and believe, he got literally nothing for me at all.
Mm. Well, I think definitely the improvements they've been showing on tape, but what they're saying to offset that is it's been against three come forward fighters and not guys with the movement and the athleticism of Devin. Um, what do you make of that though? That's what people are chalking up the improvements to. It's the style you've been facing lately.
Well, what I say don't matter. Devin Haney is the perfect opponent for what I got for everything they saying. And come November 22nd, I will show and prove y'all. Talk is cheap. Actions speak louder than words.
Now, to hear what he had to say, he said that if the left hook don't work, then I got that straight right hand. And they said that Devin Haney can't block a left hook, right? Ryan Garcia left hook was finding his mark in his contest with Devin the Dream Haney. Will it be the same for Brian Norman Jr.? Devin Haney, another thing, he has experience in 12-round fights. His last 10 fights went to the decision, the full duration of the fight. That could be one of the game plans for Devin Haney is to take Brian Stormin Norman, the young Brian Stormin Norman Jr., into deep waters and drown him. That could be the game plan for Devin the Dream Haney. I don't think Devin's going to go into this fight trying to knock out Brian Norman. I think Brian Norman is going to do whatever he got to do to get the job done and get up out of there. He's not trying to get paid for overtime. Devin Haney don't mind doing a little bit of overtime, right? So Devin Haney will do a little bit of overtime to take him to potentially take him to deep waters and test him there. Because I think the first 6 rounds is going to be telling. Actually, the first 3 rounds is going to be very interesting. Brian Norman's going to be fired up and ready to go. I mean, he was already in shape. I mean, this fight, I can't really call it. Brian Norman's the puncher. He got some boxing skills. Devin Haney is more of a pure boxer. People say that he can't punch. But we've seen him, put down Regis Prograis. And, we've seen shades of brilliance from Devin Haney, but we haven't seen everything fully come together. I think he's going to have to put everything together into this fight with Storm and Brian Norman Jr. because it's going to be a hell of a fight. I mean, this is the fight that I'm looking forward to the most when we're talking about upcoming fights. Of course, the Benavidez-Anthony Yarde fight is also a great fight. I'm a fan of both guys. Speaking of that fight, Anthony Yarde, his team, Ajunde, whatever his name is, his trainer, they overheard Benavidez. Pretty much they feel that Benavidez is overlooking them, right? They said that Benavidez shouldn't even be talking about fighting Better Beef or Bevo or anything like that, right? Because we are coming to win. They said they are coming to win. So we're going to see what happens with that. But Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr., I feel like this fight is the fight that I'm really looking forward to the most because this is the fight that I just wasn't expecting. It just simply wasn't a fight that I was expecting. But Devin Haney is looking out to prove a point, right? This is not a fight that he necessarily had to take, but Devin Haney's out to prove a point, man. You got to respect young fighters like Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he don't got to do what he's doing at all, like I said before. He don't got to do any of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He don't even got to really be boxing for real. But here he is, right? He's one of the top young fighters in the sport, and he's looking to really cement himself and erase that bad memory from Ryan Garcia fight, right? And, of course, Devin Haney got to stop suing every damn body, but that's a whole other story entirely. But, yeah, man, really good interview from both guys. Both guys seem to be really humble and really looking to prove a point. I think we're going to have a great fight. I expect Devin Haney to really show up, though. He can't be up in there running around or running away from the action. And I don't want to see no excessive clinching. I want to see some boxing. I want to see some fighting. But tell me what you guys think. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.